Hey all, it's time for the Tammy Talk. And today I'm going to talk about everybody's favorite topic. Maybe it's not your favorite topic. It's not my favorite topic, but it's worth having. Gas. Let's talk about gas. So the other day I talked about probiotics. These two topics really tie together. And the reason is because what causes the majority of people's gas is fermentation in the lower colon. Now, it's normal for people to pass gas 20 times or so a day. Now, if you consider that a day is 24 hours, that's an average of less than once an hour. And yes, we pass gas in our sleep. Ask anyone who has slept with someone for many years, they will tell you it happens. It's no secret. Don't be shy. It happens. So anyway, you know, it's not unusual or unhealthy to have and or pass gas, whether from burping, belching, or flatulence, farting, passing gas, whatever you want to call it. It's a normal function. We do end up with air in our intestinal system. Sometimes it's just from swallowing excess air when we eat. Sometimes it is from the fermentation of the foods that we eat. Sometimes it's that the foods that we eat contain air, like carbonated beverages. Not a big deal, not a problem. But the problem happens when you have excesses of that air in your intestinal system. So if you have bloating, cramping, a lot of pain, or if you're passing gas constantly. So I have encountered some people who are constantly passing gas. And of course, they always say, oh, it's a sign of a healthy digestive system. No, it's not. There's something up, guys. Really? So, what's up? What's the problem? Well, I talked about probiotics and prebiotics, right? So everything about our digestive system is about balance. So again, the gases are caused by fermentation. Fermentation is not necessarily a bad thing. Probiotics will consume a lot of the gases that are produced by that fermentation process. So perhaps maybe you just don't have enough probiotics in your system to consume the gases that are being produced by your normal diet. But if you're experiencing so much gas that it's causing you pain and discomfort on a regular basis, there could be other things at play. And this is where you may want to consider consulting a physician because you could have food intolerances. Maybe you have celiac disease, or maybe you're lactose intolerant, or maybe you just have sensitivities to other foods. My son has sensitivities to so many different foods, and it impacts him in different ways. Sometimes it's stomach pains, sometimes it's nasal congestion, sometimes he breaks out in hives. It's very interesting how the different foods impact him. And he has had to go on essentially full elimination diets so that he doesn't have any reactions. And then we can slowly reintroduce the foods until or unless he has reactions. And he knows if he starts getting head congestion that maybe he's had too much dairy, for example. And boy, the kid loves dairy, so that's a tough one. But you have to experiment, and certainly this is one of those things where it's wise to consult a physician and get some testing done. The other thing to consider is that there are a lot of things that are feeding the imbalance of the bacteria in your intestine. So I also talked in my probiotic video about the probiotics versus prebiotics. So the prebiotics feed the probiotics. That's good bacteria. But then there's also bad bacteria, and bad bacteria like to feed on anything that converts to sugar. So processed foods, anything that comes in a package, pretty much, is going to feed your bad bacteria. So maybe your diet is just feeding the bad bacteria and they're going nuts, and your balance is off. So that would be a good time to really consider, what are you feeding yourself? Artificial sweeteners are definitely something that trigger the fermentation process and feed the bad bacteria. You could just have an overgrowth of bad bacteria in your lower intestines or even your small intestines. So, all things to consider. And, having gas is normal and healthy in moderation. Everything in moderation, right? Life is about balance. So if you find that this is something of concern for you or a loved one, then maybe just consider small changes to your diet and see if it helps. That's what I have for you today, guys. Take care. Bye.